Well, I apologize for speaking in English. I will try to be clear and slow and still keep to 5 minutes. Where's my, you're my timekeeper? Great, okay. So first I want to welcome you all here because I'm on the board of Meetup. And it's very exciting to see that Meetup has extended well beyond where it began, which is in New York City, in an office in which I actually sit and work because I'm on the board and I have no other jobs, or no other full-time job. I'm on the board of CV Online here, which when you start looking for a job is a great place to put up your CV. When you're looking for a person, it's a great place to find them. I'm also on the board of Vatera, the auction site, which is looking to hire people, so come to me afterwards. But what I'd like to talk about today is an idea I'm having about how online marketing and online presence is going to change. I'll do that for the 4 minutes I have left. After that, I'm willing to answer questions about anything, including watching Charles Simonyi go into space last spring, what it was like to come to Hungary the first time in 1989. Maybe there's someone here who was born that year. And Bill Gates, I don't know, Sergey Brin, whatever. But right now in the US, if you read the blogs and you read the newspapers, the news is all about Yahoo, Google, and Microsoft, and the online advertising business. And from my point of view, that's kind of old and boring. How many of you studied math? Okay, so you know the part where the professor says, the remainder of the proof is left as an exercise for the reader. Okay, to me, that's Google, Yahoo, Microsoft. I'm looking at what I think is still just a theorem that hasn't yet been proved, that I find far more interesting. I call it user-managed metadata. What is, from the advertising community, they think people go online to look at their products. They go online to buy things, they go online to do searches for commercial things. But I think, in fact, the most fascinating thing in the world is a mirror. And if you can offer a user a compelling mirror, they're going to be much more interested than your array of products. So let me just briefly, how much time? 2 minutes? 3? Yeah, okay. So let me give you 2 examples of mirrors that I like very much. One is called Doppler. D-O-P-P-L-R. Who knows this? You put your travel schedule on it, and then you can also see your friends' travel schedules, just as you could see their photos on Flickr. And you can say, oh my gosh, 3 friends of mine are going to be in Budapest at the same time I am. Let's have lunch. Etc., etc., etc. Now imagine British Airways comes along and says, I want to friend Esther Dyson. And then, yeah, I'm happy to have British Airways know me not as a market segment, but as an individual. Then British Airways says, I see you're going to Budapest next week. I can give you a deal if you go through London. I'm much more likely to react positively to that advertising than I am if it intrudes on me when I'm trying to read about Microsoft on some blog. Another example is a company, I'm not an investor in Doppler, though I hope to be, is a company called 23andMe, which enables users to look at their own genomes and to compare them to other people's genomes. The business model right now is that you pay for this, but I think long run, again, it's going to be an amazingly wonderful environment for online, not for online advertising, but for online sponsorship, and for companies becoming friends rather than intruders. Let me leave it at that. I'd rather take 6 minutes of questions. So, again, Bill Gates, space travel, user managed metadata, whatever. Or IVIV?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Google that it collects all your data.
Yeah.
It's very important that you don't want to share your personal data with anybody. And that's why everybody has all over the world website. And I think it's a very good idea to create a protocol to data with Google and all the data is stored on the user's computer, not on a central
Okay.
database and shared it.
So probably the audience wants to know what the question is.
It's just
Whatever.
a discussion.
It's okay. It's a good idea. There's a site in Hungary called IVIF, which enables you to manage your own data and to control who sees it. I would say that Facebook does that too, though perhaps not as elegantly. Facebook had this service called Beacon that got a lot of people very angry, but it also got a lot of other people thinking, oh, this is really nice. I can control who sees my data. I can show it to one person and not to another. I can show it to advertisers or not. And this whole notion of users controlling their own data rather than advertisers controlling data about the users is exactly true. So is IVIF looking for investment?
I don't know. No, it's something. It's an idea I implement.
Oh, it's an idea you would implement.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I'm looking into things like this. It's a very good one.
it is a good idea. Good luck.
It's much better than Google or IBM.
Much better than Google. Okay, here's another question.
Do you think that the data portability initiatives gives us a first step in
Are data portability initiatives the next step to this idea? Not particularly. They are definitely the next step to users feeling more in control. There's this big battle between who owns the user's data. The user should own his data. The challenge comes, do I own the data about you, or do you own the data about me?
How does pseudonymity fit into your picture?
How does what?
Pseudonymity.
Pseudonymity fit into my picture. It's a different model, which some people prefer. And I think it's really important for that model to exist and for it to be legal. I don't think it's...
Privacy, so
Yeah.
it's essential.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of user control is you can also say, I don't want anybody to know anything about me. And that's anonymity. Pseudonymity is persistent but not known identity. And there are lots of ranges of that. And I, as a user, also have the ability to say, well, if I don't know who you are, I won't listen to you. And that's also my right. But the control should begin at the user out. Is that enough of an answer? I mean,
It's a parallel system.
no, pseudonymity is an alternative.
Yes.
And yeah, but they're spectrum. Yeah. Okay. Yes, right there.
Right now, I think that feel the current state of marketing better at inclusion provide. So, advertisers and so on. Don't you think that if, for example, when British Airways said that, hey, your friends are going to Budapest New, don't you think if these methods of advertising get popular, think that they will feel an inclusion too? Now this is the problem, and now they do not need that we learn to publicize everything that about each level of my way. I don't think that even in 10 years or 20 years,
If I understood the question correctly, you said, won't British Airways feel like an intrusion as well? Is that correct?
As a customer, I probably feel an inclusion.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, take this meetup. At the bottom, EPAM, 3 or 4 other companies. Do you feel that they're intruding or that they're sponsoring something nice for you? It depends. And it depends on line too. I think this new model is going to force companies to behave better. If British Airways starts intruding and telling me, don't you want to go to London when I really want to go to Moscow, I will reject them and ask them to stop being my friend. But I'm not stupid. And I know that Doppler is a business. They need to make money somehow. I'd rather have them make money with British Airways sponsoring them to offer me something I want than have them make money behind my back watching what I'm doing and guessing. So I think there will be lots of different models, ranging from the anonymous to this kind of thing. But I'm hoping that with users more in control, the advertisers will have to behave better. And if the users are smart, they will respond better to British Airways than they will respond to somebody with a stupid banner ad, and they will train the advertisers to behave better. That's my hope. One more minute. Yes?
Will you exert some pressure on Mr. Tyson and the development on the side of it?
We're
Spell our names there.
yes, I'll always remember going to Warsaw back in 1989, and there was a compact application with 4 cities, and the city of Łódź, which is spelled with the L with a line through it and an O with something and a Z with something. It was three blanks and a D. It has been discussed in the office. We're aware of the issue, and my advice to you, I'm going to take a few pictures of this meeting, post them on Flickr. Scott sees Flickr. I will tell him, if you write to me, I'll forward the letter to Scott. And thank you all very much, and enjoy your meetup.